You got a 9 to 5, so I'll take the night shift. Hello, welcome to my free therapy, basically. If you're new here, I just yap on about whatever's going on. And you might get confused as to my thoughts, but that is just how things go. I hope you stay a while. I have a couple videos now that you can enjoy, and you can see my progression of me on here. So, welcome. This is so awkward. This is such a rough start. If you can see, I'm rocking my Taylor Swift merch. Yes, I did go to the Eras tour last year. I went to the Vegas show and it was super duper fun. I'm still pissed off at how I couldn't get that goddamn blue sweater. I call it Sweatergate because I didn't know that people were literally getting merch as early as 6 in the morning. And most of them were resellers, and they're so fucking smart, and I hate them for it, but they were reselling them for so much because I think that sweater was probably 80 bucks and they sold it for upwards of like $300. I personally would never pay for that, as desperate as I want a sweater. So that won't be a path I'll be taking. But I had a lot of fun. I'm still very mad about the sweater though, because my hotel was literally across the street from the stadium. I could have taken a quick little stroll, gotten my merch, came back to the hotel, chilled, and didn't have to deal with disappointment when I came to the venue. I should have known better because my sister and I took an Uber to like this restaurant and we drove past the stadium and we saw lines and we're like, who is lining up for Taylor Swift at 10 a.m.? Because we're all gonna get there at some point. You can wait till 5 p.m. to get in the stadium. It's not that deep. When we did arrive at the stadium though, that was what clicked for me, that yeah, people are buying merch so early, and some of them are fans, most of them are resellers, and I should have known better. I should have known better. Also, I hated the girls that we sat with at the Taylor Swift concert. Granted, we did sit in nosebleeds, but that doesn't make me less of a fan. There are literally fans sitting outside the stadium because they couldn't afford tickets. So, you know, who's to say? I really hate fake fans and I can sniff them out. The girls I sat next to, I don't know why they were even there. Like, they didn't sing along, they didn't dance, they kind of just stood there as if they didn't enjoy their time. Well, Miss Ma'am, you can leave. No one's keeping you here. And I think they walked out like halfway. And I'm like, why the fuck were you here? I will have to admit I am an obnoxious fan. I was screaming all the lyrics. I was feeling it, okay? You know. And that's how it should be when you go to a show, especially if you paid a lot of money to be there and to travel there. The way the people in front of me were literally old Karens, and they were so obnoxious in the worst way possible. Like, they were just there to drink. They weren't there for the show, and I hated their vibe. And I'm convinced they stole these little girls' seats, and they were being so rude about it because I think the girls were like, you're in our seats, and they're like, no, we're not. And I think that happened a lot in my section. Like, I don't know if people don't know how to read tickets or, you know, if the font on these chairs are too small, but people were stealing each other's seats for no goddamn reason. We're in nosebleeds, bitch. Like, there's a Jumbotron that we can look at. It's not a big deal. Just move your arse. I went to a lot of concerts last year, I'm not gonna lie, and I come to realize I hate fans. I hate everybody's fans. Everyone's fandom fucking sucks. There's always these people that are just so entitled and rude, and they aren't the vibe, and they really kind of do low-key ruin the artist's image because you're kind of a reflection of them in a way, you know? And that's why it's kind of shameful to say I like Taylor Swift, just because I don't want to get lumped into the crazy losers. Not saying that I'm the coolest girl in the world, but, you know, I keep that side to myself. Also, I'm not too much of a Taylor girl these days, you know, ever since the Super Bowl and the Jet, and she's just been everywhere. You know, for her, I can separate the art from the artist, kind of. But I will be the first person to defend her if someone tries to say anything. Because I feel like when someone says they don't like Taylor Swift, in a way, they're saying, I hate women, you know. Why do you hate women so much? Why do you hate her? Just because you're not in her demographic doesn't mean she's less of a person. Why are people always trying to diminish women? You know? I saw a very interesting TikTok clip, and I think it just reeled back to how I feel about men hating women. So the thesis is, I think men hate women at their core, just in general. But going back to the clip I saw, I think it was like, why do men hate gay people or something like that? Or why do people hate gay men? And I think the answer was like, because they hate women. Because stereotypically, gay men kind of do show a more feminine side to them for the most part. And it really made sense, because why do you hate gay men? Especially like the super hyper feminine one. It's like, why? What do you have against femininity? What's so wrong about that? And I just think about, especially during the election that Hillary Clinton was trying to run in, like the 2016 one, I think. It was just so awful, the jokes made against her, just because she wanted to be the first female president. Like, it was just disgusting behavior. And the jokes weren't even funny. They were just flat out sexist. I'm not trying to defend Hillary Clinton, because I do believe she is evil. But that whole election just showed me that men hate women, especially if they're going to be in power, if they're going to, because somehow that emasculates men. I'm like, most of y'all, all of us, for the most part, we are never going to be president. So what does it fucking matter? Okay, she had the balls to run for president, basically try to infiltrate the boys club, and all she got was sexist, lewd comments about her womanhood. And I don't know how to coherently make my statement, unfortunately. I hope you get the gist, but just the whole election just made me feel icky. It made me feel sick, and it just, why do you hate women so much? And that is a thought I'm never gonna get over. I feel like once I do coherently get my thoughts together, or if I find like an article that conveys perfectly how I feel, I'll share it. But at the end of the day, men hate women, women hate women, and the war against women is never ending. Like, if you just think about the violence against women, like, men are always trying to take away our rights, especially like safe abortions, healthcare. Like, it is rough out here for women, and it's really sad to see that nothing has changed. And I feel like we're always saying that we're so proud of progressing, blah, blah, blah. I feel like we're regressing all the time. All the time we're regressing. We're always in a man's world, unfortunately. And that is just the way things go. I'm not saying I like it, but I don't condone it either. I heard my coworker talk about how her husband was dissing on Taylor Swift. She said her husband thought Taylor Swift is stupid as hell. and she's not even that talented. And I'm like, opposed to what? Her boyfriend that runs around with a football 600 yards? As opposed to what, queen? Like, I hate that argument that women's music is stupid. It's not productive or whatever. I'm like, you watch football. You watch football. You watch men pass around a ball. That's productive? I don't understand that either. So to each their own, and shut the fuck up. And I'm like, are you mad because you're poor and she's rich? Is that what it is? Do you feel like she's undeserving? How about you get up on stage wearing leotards and Louboutins for 5 hours? No, but you can't because you're 300 pounds and you can't even walk further than a mile. So, zip the lip before you want to judge. And just comments like that, like, especially when people are like, oh, like, pop music, like, you listen to pop, like, that's so dumb. Like, what's so dumb about it? You want me to listen to fucking, like, Beethoven and Bach all day long? I mean, I would, but sometimes I need a little pop in my step. Just let people enjoy things, okay? Oh, I hate men so much. I really got worked up over Taylor Swift. Well, that was a great intro. But anyways, I found out that my family found out about my podcast. And honestly, I'm not happy about that. Well, I wasn't at first. It's just so embarrassing. Like, these aren't totally my inner thoughts, but just the fact that I'm putting myself out there about things that I don't really talk about, that is kind of embarrassing to me. So, but you know what? This is the whole mission statement of this podcast. I am doing this podcast as a project in my exposure therapy. I am trying to put myself out there, and I have no control about where this content goes. And this is just a test of strength. I don't know. This is just a test of how I can handle this stuff. So I got over it, and my mom says she loves it because she loves the way I talk. So, and if it's one thing, your mom will always support you. My dad too. He put my fucking video on Facebook. Okay, queen. Please delete that. That's so embarrassing. I do not need my relatives from Vietnam hear me talk about doing drugs. But yeah, this is just the Lord testing me on how much I really don't want to be perceived. And this is the perfect test. Thank you, God, I guess, girl. But yeah, hi guys. Welcome back to the show. Although you guys should start subscribing because my views be up, but not my sub count. So I'm just saying. On the other note about being perceived, a lot of y'all need to start posting on Instagram more. Like, you guys want to be mysterious so bad, but all it really tells me is you have no personality. We need to just start being less serious about social media and just be posting. Just shit post. That's what I've been doing. And then I, enter a new era and I delete everything. But the crux, the gist of it all is it's fun. People always want to know what's going on, And yes, you can argue that posting on your stories it counts, but it really doesn't because it goes away after 24 hours. I want to see what you let stick on your page because everyone's trying to create a vibe. They're always trying to be on brand, but that's not fun. Do you guys remember when Instagram first came around? We were posting foods that we ate. We were posting our flip-flops. I don't know, it was fun back then. And I think it's because there were no influencers. There was no money to be made yet. So it was all pure fun. But now it's just the home network shopping network on Instagram. And sometimes I feel deceived because I'll come across this really heartfelt post only to find out it was sponsored by BetterHelp or something. And I'm like, oh, you did that. But also, if I happen to sell out, don't hold me against it. That is very hypocritical, but I'm only human. But yeah, people just need to post more. Like actual posts and not on their stories. I think it's fun. I know that you are an expert in social media if you have 2 Instagrams. Everyone has at least 2 Instagrams. I think I have 7 Instagrams. And I feel like it's a catch 'em all kind of thing. You know, if you find it, follow me. I had a somewhat interesting weekend. Actually, no, I didn't. I bed-rotted all Saturday. And Sunday was Easter. Tell me why Target was closed. Like, girl, this isn't Christmas. What does Easter have to do with you guys closing? I am sounding like a boomer every time I talk. Like, is this what happens when you get old? But I was very perplexed when I saw the Target parking lot empty, basically. And like a bunch of other places closed down too. I just didn't know that it was a universally acknowledged thing that we're gonna take a break on Easter. I get Christmas because it's super consumerist and, you know, yada yada. But Easter? The fuck are you celebrating Easter for? I don't get it. Thankfully, some stores were open because we needed to get some groceries. But I was like, what the fuck? That was so strange. I will say I'm grateful that I don't work retail anymore because I can't imagine the dumbasses that come in asking if there's an Easter sale. So I used to sell handbags, and it was a fun experience until it wasn't. It really messed with my mental health because I'm like, there are bigger things out here than you assuming that we have a lifetime warranty. When did we ever say that? It's not in the fine print, girl. But I hated working there. Like, I think my last 2 years working there, it was awful. Like, all my friends left. They hired a bunch of losers who were literally incompetent. Weaponized, of course. But I just wasn't having it. And management was shaky. I swear to God, working in retail, everyone thinks every holiday has some sort of sale. Well, that is not completely false. It's not completely true either. I think someone called in on Cesar Chavez Day. They're like, y'all got a sale for this day? I'm like, the fuck? For what? That's hella weird. But I just can't imagine working retail like right now. I feel like the state of the world is getting like worser and worser. And I just don't think I could mentally handle it because I'm like, there's literally a genocide going on and you're concerned about a dent in your bag that you created. Bitch, how out of touch can you be? And yes, it was a predominantly white area too. So you can only imagine the shit I went through with these fucking Karens. And honestly, the last year I worked in retail, I literally tried to kill myself because I could not work there anymore. Like, it was just so bad. And like, management pretended to care, but they just needed a body to fill the whatevers. But yeah, I'm so glad I don't work in retail anymore. That was terrible. Speaking of terrible, I feel terrible because I can't attend Coachella this year. I'm telling everyone, I'm loud budgeting. I'm in my poverty era, okay? And I got an email from Coachella saying, our merch is out. You can purchase your merch ahead of time. I was sobbing. I want a Coachella sweater so bad. I might buy one, but I can't attend it. This is the Coachella that Lana Del Rey is headlining. She was one of the very reasons I knew about Coachella, wanted to go. My friend and I made flower crowns every Coachella season and pretended we were there. I'm so upset. I want to go so bad. But, yeah, I'm Brokiana and I can't go. I've also been noticing a lot of people are getting divorced lately. Good for you, queen. I feel like a lot of people stay in really bad marriages for the sake of children. And I see it time and time again. And, you know, I feel like sometimes a broken home is better than a home that looks put together but broken on the inside. Broken home is actually such an offensive term because sometimes it's better to depart away from your partner if they are, in a sense, threatening your and your children's happiness above all things. Divorce is okay. I don't know why divorce is so shamed, especially if you're like in a faith-based kind of household. I know in Catholicism, I mean, it's not as bad now, but I just know, like, Catholicism, it's really hard, like, to get a divorce and be seen as good. And I feel like that is very prominent in our communities. And also sometimes divorce is just not financially viable. I get it. Sometimes you can't get a divorce. Like, where are you gonna live? But it's very brave of those people to go through with it. It's hard, I bet. I can name a handful of people that need to get a divorce, but, you know, you guys only have a good 20 years left, so might as well stick it out. It's okay. It's okay. I think I want to get divorced at least once. That's kind of sexy. The word divorced is sexy. I feel like a lot of people don't divorce because of kids, right? And they don't want to, like, quote, quote, broken home. But something that some people just fail to realize or even ever come to realize is kids are not your fucking vanity project. Like, having kids doesn't make your life complete. And if you have kids, they don't owe you shit. They're not your retirement plan. They're not your personal servant because you raised them all these years. You chose to have the fucking kid. The kid did not choose to come out. And I find it very sad that parents feel entitled to their kids. Having a kid is a privilege. It's not a right. And I just hate hearing stories of how, like, people I know, like, their parents expect them to do everything for them once they hit old age. And I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, first of all, you were poor when you had me. You made me suffer. And you don't acknowledge my suffering. And it's my fault now? I don't think so, bitch. And this is not a direct dig at my parents. This is just in general. Especially in the Asian community. The whole, my kids are my retirement plan. Fuck off, bitch. Maybe you should have made some retirement plans. The fuck? I don't know what I'm rambling about, honestly. I'm just so tired of hearing this specific person I know complain about their parent. I love to be a person you can confide in, but also, you're 40 years old, bitch. Get a grip. It's April now, and I am determined to set aside a day to just be, to touch grass and just be. Life gets so busy, life gets so hard and complicated. Sometimes you just need a breather. And in my efforts to stay alive, I think I need to schedule that. And maybe as the weather gets warmer, I think it's appropriate. So I plan on sometime this month to take myself on a picnic or a little museum date or something. Definitely going outside and just feel the earth, you know. That is the plan for the month. So I need to figure that out because I know this month is going to go by fast and by then it'll be July, and I'm like, I don't want to go outside, it's too hot. So I will work on that. Speaking of touching grass though, a lot of these Reddit pages, like especially for fan groups, y'all need to get a fucking job and get a fucking grip. Why are they starting literally World War III up in the comment section? Y'all need a job. Get a part-time job at a Baskin Robbins so I can go and you can scoop my ice cream. Because why are 13-year-olds basically fighting for their lives over someone they don't even know, and they're assuming that they know them? Like, this girl in this one Reddit that I'm in, okay, like the topic is really bad. It like basically had stuff to do with like predatory behavior. I don't know, but like, okay, so this girl was basically saying that like this really popular YouTuber kind of like took advantage of her, but from what it sounded like, it was really consensual. So maybe she was just bitter that it didn't happen the way she wanted it to or something. But she made so many fucking posts, like spamming this Reddit page about her story. And this is not just one particular fan Reddit. This is like a bunch of ones I'm in. I don't even know why I'm in these ones. Like, I don't know, maybe I just wanted to find like the scoop on these people. Like, it's not, these people just take Reddit so seriously, and it's really embarrassing because then you find out they're like really young, like 13, 14, 15. And I'm like, why am I in here? I'm a woman. That goes to show where I'm at, but oh my God, it's really intense in there. And like in this one Reddit, someone was like, I'm not reading all that, because she literally wrote like block paragraphs about what happened, then proceeded to make a TikTok about it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, chill the fuck out. But yeah, it's just really embarrassing. Like, y'all really need to go outside, because why are you literally attacking a creator? She was literally attacking this creator. And like, I get it. You have like your own criticisms on people, and we're human. We say things that we shouldn't and just leave it at that. But she was wholeheartedly condemning this person. And I was like, girl, get a fucking grip. Go apply to that Baskin Robbins so I can show up. Also on Reddit, I'm a part of like my local Buy Nothing group. And I check in and out sometimes of it because, like, a lot of it is garbage and, you know, there's just not a lot of interesting stuff. I live in a fucking suburb. Like, there's nothing fun going on here. It's dire out here in terms of desirable items. But, I am determined to get rid of my stuff via Buy Nothing groups. And it's not a cause for concern. I'm not giving away my stuff because I plan to die. And this is probably the quickest way. No, I'm not doing that at all. But it's just really fun because I'm giving away this mannequin torso because this person is really interested in fashion and needs a mannequin to, you know, do their thing on. And I'm like, that's so random because I have one. I wasn't even gonna get rid of it at first, but I was like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity. Like, I'm not really doing anything with this mannequin. So yeah, girl, you can have it. I'm kind of weary though, because I hope I don't die with this transaction. We're gonna meet in a public space, of course, but you know, you never know. There are freaks out here. But I guess if I post this, then I guess I didn't die. Or did I? So yeah, wish me luck. I don't think I'm gonna die. It can't be, not in the hands of another person. I do feel really clogged about stuff. Like, I am on a mission to own as least amount of things as possible. I need to start living like a college frat boy with like bare necessities. That is the goal right now. Like, my possessions are possessing me right now. That's the vibe. And I just want to not have my stuff possess me. I do want to live a better quality life where I don't have to worry about my stuff. Because that's where I'm at right now. I want to not do that. I want to live my life. So last week I mentioned my April resolutions. I'll be real with you, I haven't had the chance to because I've been writhing in pain because I got my period. So it's been rough. I've been on a pendulum swing of everybody hates me, I want to kill myself, my body's failing, I'm gonna die. So it's not been a fun week. So I never really got a chance to really think about my resolutions. But the two that comes to my mind is move more and do at least 1 to 2 chores a day. I do want to get skinny, so I want to move my body more. Doesn't help that I live a sedentary lifestyle and I work at an office and, you know, I don't get a lot of chance of movement and I don't want to personally. But, you know, a healthy mind starts with a healthy body. So I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna accompany one of my friends who has a guest pass to her gym on like Monday or Tuesday. So we'll see how that goes. And the chores thing, it's like, you know how when you pile on all your chores, you just don't want to do them because they're so overwhelming? I'm trying to reduce that. So, you know, if it's like putting in a load of laundry or like washing the dishes like right after I eat, like so the dishes don't pile up, like stuff like that. Because once I get overwhelmed, girl, I'm going to bed. So that is the goal. Also, another one I just thought of, I do want to just wake up. Like once I wake up, actually get out of bed and not like doom scroll or like lay there. Get up. But I've been sleeping really poorly lately, so I think lately I've just been sitting in bed trying to catch like maybe another half hour sleep. I think I've been sleeping on average of like 4 to 5 hours lately, and it's not fun. I'm exhausted. But my mind won't let me sleep. I'm like super stressed out about everything. Like I'm not good, guys. Those are my goals for April. I think they're pretty attainable goals, you know. It's not something crazy like, oh, make $1 million in 3 days, you know. Speaking of which, I need to start scamming or something, do fraudulent activities. I got my annual review at my job and literally it's like 6 months late. Okay. On top of that, I think the part that pissed me off the most was their point system as to how I earned my raise. Girl, I got $1 and some change in raise. And they were just saying bullshit after bullshit about my attendance. I guess the thing about me is if I'm bored, I will leave and I'll just put in my PTO. Apparently that's an issue. I don't understand why. I can do my work in 2 hours. So if that means I want to leave at the 3rd hour to, you know, frolic, I don't see what the issue is. And there's just nuance to this because I know that my managers and HR kind of have to like come to an agreement of my rating. But I'm like, you see me come in. I do the work. So I felt like my manager should have defended me more, but who's to say she did or did not? But I was very annoyed. Other than that, I ranked very well. I felt like I should have gone at least, you know, $20 raise. But that's just me. I don't see how they can think I can afford to live with that raise. I'm barely getting by. Y'all heard me overdraft my card. And it will happen again. Hello, like I'm only human. A poor one at that. So yeah, I was not happy about that. They can probably give me another day to work from home, honestly, but yeah, I was shocked. She was like, your attendance is very poor. And I'm like, oh, is it? She's like, yes, you have 7 strikes against you, and if you do it again, you'll be on probation. Probation for what, girl? I'd like to see you try. That is honestly all I have for today. I am testing out the sound for this podcast and I don't understand it, honestly, at all. So if this audio sounds really bad, I'm so sorry. But yeah. So my 3 things. God, I don't even know if I can even list 3 things right now. My 3 things is my Aura ring. It tracks my sleep. It will now track my period, and it's great, honestly. I do wish that the gold plating that they put on that thing didn't fade, because at that point you're better off getting silver. But I've had that thing for about 2 years now, and it tracked my sleep. It actually made me cognizant of how poorly I sleep, because it tracks like your movement and your blood flow and all that. And you know, now I know. I have concrete evidence that my life is falling apart. Thank you so much, Aura. My second thing is Chappelle Roan. I love her music. It's so good. It makes me feel like the bisexual freak that I am. I love it so much. Right now, my favorite song is Karma is My King and Midnight. It's sexy. And of course, you probably have heard Red Wine Supernova. So good. I love her NPR Tiny Desk performance. It was really good. I want to see her live. I think I saw that she went on tour with like Olivia Rodrigo for a hot second, and that sounded so fun. Like, that is every girl's dream. My dream. And my third thing is my fiance, Stanley. I will see you at dinner. I am running so late. I will see you next time you slay your day. Bye.